are colorful, you need to check out Tammy's wardrobe. Now back to the Pet Project with your always well-dressed host, Tammy Trujillo.
And styling in purple today, by the way, Ray. Thank you so very much. We are talking about special needs animals and the fact that don't be put off by them. There are so many wonderful ways to treat these animals, wonderful ways to watch these animals adapt. With me in studio is our CH and Basset cat, Clayton. Now, I think his camera is down right now. We're trying to get it back up, but he's kind of worn out. He's kind of starting to fall asleep anyway, but I think he's still purring. On the line with us right now, Dr. Audra McCorkle of Sherman Oaks, a holistic animal doctor, and among her patients is Little Apple, who is a gorgeous little kitty who was found in a storm drain during one of our big rains here. And Apple has a condition called hydrocephalus. Now, Dr. Audra, you did your first acupuncture session with Apple recently, and tell us how that went.
It went great. I mean, she was very receptive. Putting in the needles, she didn't even really make a fuss when I put in a couple points I was expecting to be the most sensitive points.
Uh-huh.
And then after the needles stayed in for 15 minutes. That was because it was her first treatment. They don't stay in long. And after I pull the needles, I do a post-acupuncture chiropractic little adjustment. It's all very, very gentle. So you don't even hear sounds. There's no popping or anything like that. And that's followed up with some acupressure and massage.
And what kind of result? I heard you already saw some positives here.
We did. The owner, or the foster mom, reported that there was some significant change already in the size of her skull, which is remarkable.
That is great.
And, she's very young when we started, which is a really good time to start a treatment for something like this. And I'd love to continue to get at least 8 treatments in as soon as possible for her.
So what do you space, about a week apart or even closer?
Okay. The ideal with very young animals, you can even do more frequent, but they don't usually need it as frequent as humans do because they don't tend to have the blocks that we do.
Ah. Now, prognosis-wise for Apple, what would you say her future is?
I think her future is very bright. I mean, she certainly, with acupuncture, we're also dealing with trying to prevent any other problems from occurring in the future and help her with her longevity. But these kitties are so happy, and they can be very functional and obviously have a wonderful spirit about them, and just a joy to be around.
Like the CH kitties we've been talking about.
That's what I was going to say. Just like I lived with a CH kitty in veterinary school, and she was just magnificent.
Have you ever worked with done veterinarian work with a CH?
Definitely.
And what kind of results did you achieve?
Well, a lot of times, I'm doing it for arthritis or for, orthopedic issues because of just kind of the way that they do have to their mobility and how they move around.
Exactly.
And so they are prone to developing arthritis, just like anyone would that didn't have an ideal gait. And they love it. There's, again, like I said, there's something so special about their spirits.
Isn't there?
Yeah,
it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. What other kind of conditions can holistic medicine work on in animals, Dr. Audra?
Pretty much everything. A big one, and what probably acupuncture specifically as a modality is known most frequently for, is orthopedic. So musculoskeletal arthritis, knee injuries, previous surgeries, accidents, things like that. But really great for the endocrine problems that obviously cats have very commonly: hyperthyroidism, diabetes, Cushing's, and Addison's are ones we treat a little bit more in dogs. But then your kidney problems, kidney insufficiency, liver problems, hepatic lipidosis, things like that. So they're kind of the top 10 problems that we see with older animals. You really can, especially if you start at the very beginning, or even before you see signs on a lab result. A lot of the guardian knows that there's something going on with the kitty or the dog.
Oh, yeah, you can tell.
Communicate that to you, and so when you know something's wrong, and you go into your regular vet, and they say, "No, we've done the tests. Blood, urine, X-ray, everything looks great." Well, you still know there's something going on. That would be the ideal time to start, meet with a holistic veterinarian and start some treatment and figure out a plan.
Cats, dogs, what other kind of animals?
I've actually done acupuncture on a snake.
Oh, my gosh.
I do homeopathy. Acupuncture for birds, actually, if you can keep the needles away from their mouths.
Yeah.
They respond very well. But homeopathy works great with them, and it's very easy to treat them. I've done some turtles, and I work with a lot of horses, obviously, It's a very common animal for me to work with.
Wow.
So
Now,
pretty much all animals.
we're nationwide, Dr. Audra. So is holistic animal medicine something that people, I mean, we're here in Southern California, right where you are, but is this something people would be able to find throughout the country?
Absolutely. And there's a couple resources where they could find information about people who've studied, properly. And one is the American Veterinary Chiropractic Association. So that is one you could look online. And the other is the International Veterinary Acupuncture Society, which goes by IVAS as the acronym. And you'll find lists by state on who is trained properly in those modalities. And then Dr. Pitcairn is well-known. He has a great book out there. He's trained veterinarians in homeopathy. So those are kind of your big modalities, acupuncture, chiropractic, and homeopathy. And you can look in those resources, Dr. Pitcairn's website is drpitcairn.com, and find someone who's properly trained, because there are people out there that aren't trained, and then if you have a bad experience, you may think that modality won't help your animal. When
Right.
indeed it would if someone was properly trained.
Okay. Thank you so very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Audra McCorkle. You're doing some great work. We want to keep in touch with you, see how you're doing, and see how Apple fares. We're so excited that she's making some good progress.
Absolutely. Thank you. Good to be with you.
All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Audra McCorkle. She's in Sherman Oaks, a holistic animal doctor, and she's got a great website herself, holisticanimaldoctor.com. You can read her bio, read about the other doctors in her office, and some of their successes. I think it's a very interesting topic. If everything else is not working through with the traditional medications and vets, this is a way to go, because you love your cat, you love your dog, you love your turtle, snake, horse, whatever. Stay tuned. We got lots more coming up on The Pet Project. I'm Tammy Trujillo. You're listening to CRN.